It was a bright summer afternoon when Daniel Carter found himself standing at a crossroads, both literally and figuratively. His car had broken down on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, and his life felt like it had reached a similar standstill. The sky above was a brilliant blue, mocking the dark storm brewing inside him. Daniel had been a rising star once, full of potential and ambition. He had big dreams, a family that believed in him, and a clear vision of what success looked like. But somewhere along the way, the weight of failure, disappointment, and personal loss had taken a toll on him. His career had stalled, relationships had frayed, and the spark that once fueled his passion had all but dimmed. As he waited for the tow truck, Daniel leaned against his car, looking out at the open field beyond. He hadn't realized how much time had passed since he last stopped to really think. He was always running, chasing goals that now seemed so far away. The noise of life, the constant pressure to succeed, to meet expectations, had drowned out his own voice, leaving him lost. But this breakdown, both mechanical and emotional, was about to become a turning point in his life. Daniel had grown up in a small town, raised by his grandmother Mabel, who was his greatest source of inspiration. Mabel had been a woman of few words but immense wisdom. She had taught Daniel that life wasn't about how many times you fall, but about how many times you get back up. It was a lesson he had taken to heart as a child, but somehow, as an adult, he had forgotten it. Failure wasn't just an option for him anymore. It felt like a permanent state. As the tow truck finally arrived, driven by an old mechanic with a friendly smile, Daniel found himself unexpectedly engaging in conversation with the man, Joe. Joe was older, his hands rough from years of hard labor, but his demeanor was kind. He talked about how he had been working on cars his entire life, taking over his father's small garage when he was young. The town had grown and changed around him, but Joe had stuck to his passion, never straying from what he loved. "What keeps you going?" Daniel asked as they drove to the garage. The question slipped out before he could stop it. Joe thought for a moment, then chuckled. "Well, it's not about keeping going. It's about never really stopping. You know, life's funny that way. Sometimes you're the one fixing the car, and sometimes, well, you're the car that needs fixing. But you keep going because you believe in the journey, not just the destination." Those words lingered in Daniel's mind long after he left Joe's garage with his car running again. They echoed in his thoughts, challenging him to reconsider how he had been viewing his life. Maybe he had been so focused on the destination, on reaching success, that he had forgotten the value of the journey itself. Over the next few weeks, Daniel began to reflect on the path that had led him to this point.